Hey folks, just checking out this little holster on the new P12 flashlight from Nitecore. Now the P12 has been around for a while. This is their newest rendition. We're gonna take a quick look at it today. I've had several months just messing around with it, playing with it. So I can give you guys kind of a quick overview of what you can expect out of this flashlight. And one of the main aspects is it's running on a new type of battery that is supposed to give you a more consistent beam for a longer period of time, and so it's not dropping down until basically the battery is dead, which is really cool. And then it's got multiple different types of battery options that you can use as well. So we're gonna have some fun today taking a look at this Nitecore, the new P12, and what it's got going on, and what are some of its features. Well, that's right, folks. Thanks for coming back and joining me today. We're going to do a flashlight video. We haven't done some flashlights in a while, and we got a couple coming down the line, and we're going to start off with this Nitecore. Now, this was sent to me, man, probably several months ago at this point, to test out, review, give you guys data so you can make a choice if this is maybe something that you are looking for. And we'll hit this flashlight holster right out of the gate. You know, that's something most bigger flashlights like this, you know, this is a pretty large guy right here. They usually just give you like a nylon kind of cruddy thing, and then you're basically putting it probably in like a pistol magazine pocket if it'll fit, or you're just having to kind of like strap it some way. This comes with a really nice polymer sheath that really like clicks it into place. It's going to hold it silent. It's got tension points on either side here. Hopefully you guys can see that there. Protects the lens, you know, so that's all really nice and locked into place. And then you do have this really nice belt loop right here. It's got some flex to it, so it's not going to crack on you. Got a little tab right here so you can kind of adjust. And depending on the width of your PALS webbing, you might be able to run that through a lot of different PALS webbing. So it's adjustable, fits really well. It's going to give you a good grip to be able to deploy pretty quickly there. So I really like that. That's a cool feature. I wish more flashlight companies would start doing that more. Do you have a pocket clip that you can attach as well? This is a pretty beefy thing to try and throw in a pocket. This is how I have it right here. It does have a little lanyard attachment right there. You're gonna have the exposed button, so you cannot tail stand it. So that's something to kind of be aware of right there, but that's going to activate the light. And then you have a secondary button up here. And be ready for those of you that may have epileptic issues. You may want to just let you know there's possibly, you know, going to give you issues throughout this video. Here we go right now. First one is the strobe. If you hold down this button, you'll get a different strobe right here. So that's something just to be aware of, and then you can hold that button, make it stop. So you turn that bad boy back on. Can there, and then you just tap through, and that'll allow you to cycle through the different settings that it offers to you. And this button will also act as kind of the main hub for technology and like memory. This is the smart button, if you will, up here. So you can set it in tactical mode, which it then remembers the mode that you put it in. So you can put it in like high beam, which is 1,200 lumens, or you can set it in kind of always on mode. And there are different things that you can do. I'm not going to go through all the details. Nitecore has a really in-depth page on their website that you can look at in detail all of the aspects and features, because we'd be here for 30 minutes me trying to remember and go through every single little detail. But there's a lot of memory, there's a lot of features that this little button allows you to do, and it'll even tell you how much battery life you got left when you click on this little guy, and it'll tell you, you know, if you're close, you know, if you're got full charge, you know, so that's a good indicator. That's always important, I believe, with these type of tactical, professional, whatever you want to call it, type of flashlights. Now, you do have a crown on the front, not only to protect the lens, but also that you could break certain types of glass or use as a non-lethal as well. So that's something to be aware of. And then you got a nice anti-roll, kind of looks like a lug nut body right here. So you could lay it down on its side, and it's not just going to want to roll down if it's a slight angle. And then you got good grip and traction on certain points. Now, one other aspect that I really like about this flashlight is that there's just a lot of options. You can really make this do what you want. You can have it in tactical mode, and then it's going to have basically like high, medium, low, and strobe, or you can put it in daily mode, and then you're able to have it all those features, but it also has, I want to make sure I get this right, beacon mode and SOS mode. So there's many different modes that you can basically put it into for daily mode or tactical mode, depending on how you think you're going to be using this. Are you just a hiker, you know, somebody who just wants a good quality flashlight? Or are you somebody who is law enforcement, military, first responder, and you need something that has maybe a few less features in it and gives you a quicker option for like that high beam on the fly, just with that tail switch? So that's something just to be aware of that I think is super cool. And again, I'm annotating some of these things in, but Nitecore has great details and aspects, and you know, how to manipulate the flashlight, because it's a pretty smart flashlight on their websites that you can go ahead and check out. So let's go ahead and look at this battery. This is a big monster here, but this is a tri-powered flashlight. You can use, and I'm going to make sure I want to read this right here. This is a 21700 battery. It's a 3.6 volt, and it's a 4000 milliamp battery. It is rechargeable, and you can get a recharging pack with it, so that you can, you know, continually recharge it. Obviously, it will use 18650 batteries, one in this as well if you would like, and it can also run on 2 CR123 batteries. So you have 3 options to run this flashlight, which I think is really cool, and I dig that a lot. Anytime that there's options and capability, I really dig. And so I've done a bunch of testing with this, running it to dry, you know, charging it up, running it until dead, multiple times high, which this is rated for on their and what I'm annotating in 3 hours and 45 minutes with this battery. And what I have found is that it'll keep a consistent beam well over that 3-hour mark. You know, a lot of flashlights, you can almost count it by like 30 minutes. You know, every 30 minutes you can tell that the beam is getting less powerful. It's dimming a little bit to the point where the battery, you know, dies out. That is not the case with this type of battery. It's holding that punch well over that 3-hour mark, and I didn't really notice it until the last 10 to 15 minutes of the flashlight dying. Then I could kind of tell, okay, I think it's getting a little bit darker, I think it's getting a little bit dimmer, and then, you know, it's dead. And so, and I found that it was right around between 3 hours and 45 minutes to 3.5. It's right around in that time frame the multiple times that I've used it. If you can put it on ultra low, and it will run consistently for 50 days as well. I have not tested that feature, but that's a pretty epic claim. And that I just was thinking, like, man, if I was trapped under the earth, you know, in a cave for 50 days, I could maybe get out, you know, kind of thing, as long as I had enough food and water, obviously. So that's a cool benefit as well. And so, guys, what I'm seeing with this Nitecore is that if you're looking for those larger flashlights, this now offers you 3 different options. I'm excited that hopefully this battery type becomes more and more prevalent, not only because it's rechargeable, but it's keeping that consistent punch for much longer than the 18650s and even the CR123s. But the fact that we can use all 3 types in this flashlight, and you know, it's a Nitecore, so I've always had really good success with them. They seem to be very durable, hold up. You know, there's no issues, particularly now for me, several months of using it, playing with it several times a week, you know, using it on different tasks and camping and different things that I've done with this. I'm very pleased with the performance, and if that's what you're looking for, and I think you won't be disappointed. Now, usually these will run for about 80 bucks on average, which when you're looking at those over 1,000 lumen, you know, multiple battery source flashlights, is very comparable to what else is out there on the market. So obviously you just have to decide, is this the best way to go about? And obviously you can dig in deeper to see all of the aspects and all the features and PowerPoints and things like that that this offers to you. And so you can decide if this is going to be the right tool for you. So thanks guys so much for coming over today, checking out the video. I invite you to subscribe, become part of the GT family, check out the other video popping up. You can also follow us along Instagram and Facebook. And finally, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.